Thank you very much. I think the bravo for all of you to staying with me after the lunch break. This is challenging also always to have guests after the lunch break, and you are here, so thank you very much for that. It's also maybe not perfectly understood by me in German, but as far as I understood, you already know what's Metropolis GZM. I was also somehow presented by Maciej Mączka in the morning session of presentations, where we were talking about Assured UIM project, where GZM is also a partner. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting Metropolis GZM to take part in the conference. I'm really happy, but it's also quite challenging to be in an aerospace center, while I would like to take you for a long walk to the ground, to the cities, to present the urban perspective on drones. I hope you find it useful and valuable. After all these talks about the future and innovative solutions, please let me introduce city's perspective on drones, on innovative mobility solutions. I don't know if you have ever tried to bring your technologies to the cities. The talks to the city's officials, to the municipalities, may be quite challenging. We already faced it when we started our association of 41 cities and communes in southern part of Poland. We believed that drones, innovative technologies, may be one of the paths to bring cities into the future, to create the ecosystem for innovations, for new investments, and also further development. So we thought drones would be great because they are innovative, new, quite open-minded technology with a nice media coverage at that time. So we went to cities and asked, what do you think about introducing drones into your city? What do you think about drones operations over your airspace, in your airspace over your cities? And as you may see, the answers were not as optimistic as we expected they are going to be. We were asked what really for we should introduce drones when they are covering the solutions, they are alternatives to what we are achieving at the moment with the sources we know, we are familiar with. We have always more urgent tasks to cover in cities, to invest in the future, in the new solutions, in the new technologies. If the cities were more optimistic about that, they told us, okay, we don't have it in a budget at the moment, but we can focus on putting innovative solutions for the future. Come back to us next year, for example, or in a half-year time. But if we decide to cooperate, how do you think who we should dedicate for cooperation? Because cities are involved in so many different projects and areas that it's really difficult to find out who's supposed to cooperate in a solution which is introduced. Even it's great, innovative, interesting, when you don't have a budget for it, you don't have it in your strategy of development, you are not paid for dealing with the introduced things, it is really difficult to convince the city officials to take up a challenge and cooperate at the direct moment. But, of course, we are in 2022, and we are still in drones sector. We are still cooperating on that. So this is not the unhappy ending story. Next thing, when you are talking to the high-level officials, it is more about politics, right? They are there for a certain period of time, so it's not really interesting when you have to deal with the risk management all the time. And the new technologies are quite vulnerable when we're talking about the risk management. So, why we stayed with drones? First of all, because we saw the potential of the market development. The Polish Economic Institute assumed that by 2026, drones in Poland, Polish drone market, will bring more than 700 million euros, and the expected entire economic effect will be at the level of 125 billion. But it's not only the money. We stayed with drones in Metropolis. We believe that our role is to be somehow an integrator of the socio-economic development, and we still believe that drones are a good way to present new solutions, new ideas, new technologies. It's an example, it's a route, the best practice we started with to develop on different other mobility services, mobility technologies, which we are also involved in at the moment. We are building a Metropolis Center of Competence. We wouldn't do that without our partners. We are acting nationally, internationally, and also at the local level. I'll say a bit more about it in a minute. And of course, we have, as Christina said, more than 2 million of inhabitants. So it's a great opportunity to develop on public acceptance on when discussing new technologies. So we are cooperating on one hand with the municipal officials of 41 cities and communes, and they are of different shapes and sizes, so it's really challenging to balance between needs and opportunities and convey the message in the right way to encourage people to cooperate with you. And also we are, let's say, using the citizens to give their opinion on different aspects of introducing drones over Metropolis. As the last, I would say the newest issue we are dealing with, we are providing the necessary information, necessary knowledge to cities to be prepared for governing the third dimension of their space. Because at the moment, the cities are also valuable and important partner to do that. So how we are doing it? We wouldn't do that without our partners. As I said, we are a region and we are coming from the cities, so our basic problems are the urban problems, not technological ones. So at first, to introduce the idea of new technologies to the cities, we need industry partners. So we are cooperating with our regional, local, and also Polish drones manufacturers to demonstrate the solutions for the cities to show them that these solutions, these use cases, services are valuable and they may be interested in them. We are also cooperating nationally. It is a huge amount of knowledge and support from our national services responsible for airspace law and also management of airspace. We are cooperating with Polish CAA and Polish INSP, and also with our great knowledge partner, Łukasiewicz Network Institute of Aviation, also represented here today, as well as we are cooperating with Gdynia Harbor, Port Gdynia. They are valuable for us, very valuable to us because we are highly industrialized region and they are dealing with the critical infrastructure. So all solutions in that topic are also a great support to our project. So dealing on a legal basis, nationally cooperate directly with the main law institutions, let's say that, cooperating locally with our cities and also drone manufacturers, and having all that potential, we could go further, we could go internationally and cooperate with European cities. And on one side, it is within UIC2 community, so Urban Air Mobility Initiative, non-profit initiative where the cities of Europe and also abroad, at the moment, I guess even from US and Japan, we have partners from that parts of world. We are cooperating on different aspects of implementing urban air mobility, sharing best practices, co-creating on the quite important, even legal documents at the European Commission level or EASA as well. This is the one part of international cooperation, and the second one are of course H2020, Horizon 2020 projects. We are partners of too. So coming back to the cities, when we tried to understand them, we started thinking where to begin, what should we work on. We tried to invite many of the cities, but at the end we decided to focus on one. We invited one city, Katowice, our main GZM metropolitan city, and we just invited the city officials to co-create on which spheres drones may influence when they will be introduced to the city. And as you may see, there are plenty of them. We tried to focus on a few at the beginning, so the public opinion would be the most important. Also the spending efficiency, because nothing will be possible to do when it's not effective when it's not budgeted well, let's say that way. Also, the drones will be very important for the spatial management and planning, and also the availability and affordability. This is the huge topic for cities, because cities can't invest in solutions that are not affordable, not available for the majority of citizens. They just don't have a budget for investments, only for the small part of the society. So what we tried to do after engaging the one city, as I said, within the U-Space Katowice project, we tried to develop on the spheres impacted by drones. Afterwards, we invited more cities and we tried to convince them of the value of the services, drone services. So we invited them to co-create on one public UAV service they developed on many aspects and decided commonly that the environmental protection services would be that what the cities really need, and it would be the first public service developed in GZM. Afterwards, we tried to show the real value of what we prepared. So within these environmental services, we invited 5 or 6 cities to demonstrate the environmental solutions, environmental services in line with their needs. The demos were held over. The demos were held dedicated for them, and it really worked. Those cities which took part in the demonstrations started to even be interested in further education in drone solution and also in operator trainings. We also had to identify limitations of cities, so nothing will be done when it's after the budget planning. And also the public procurement, we all really hate it, but it must be done. So these 2 challenges, being aware of the good time for introducing innovations before the budget planning, and some tips for the public procurement for what we want to order. It's a really helpful, real help from the side of the industry. And the last project, which is ongoing, we invited more than 50 participants. So look at the scale. At first, we didn't have anyone interested in cooperation. After 2 years, 50 participants are taking part in a half-year drone prototyping school, where they not only get complex knowledge of law and use space and all the stuff needed for drones operations from the other side, the user side, they are also going through the drones operator training and co-creating in the end on the map of friendly drone zones over Metropolis. So that's how we are doing it, educating, bringing the urban client to the market. I think valuable, but also quite challenging and time-consuming process. But cities are not only a client, they are an important partner. I think it should be noticed that at the moment, even at the European Commission level, the Commission implementing regulation mentions that cities or the local partners should be encouraged or taking into account when discussing the So cities should be taking into account when we are discussing the coordination mechanism of the airspace. On the other hand, cities, we are perceiving drones as, cities are perceiving drones as a part of sustainable urban mobility planning. And we developed with our international partners under Urban Air Mobility Initiative, we developed on the practitioners briefing on implementing urban air mobility into sustainable urban mobility planning. Last but not least, we are also involved in international H2020 projects, whereas a metropolitan area, we are mainly involved in public acceptance issues. So we are a partner to the research partners to bring our stakeholders' involvement. And in the Assured UAM project, we are also involved in developing on the market studies, market analysis to do all the best to bring urban air mobility into Metropolis GZM, as well as Bari and Porto projects support that kind of investments or even parts of co-creation. So coming back to the end of my presentation, I would like to thank you and also bring your attention to not highly drone event, but a city event. It is UN Habitat World Urban Forum held in Katowice at the end of June. We are also having plenty of drone attractions there, initiatives, so please stay in contact with us, and I hope we might see each other in Katowice. Thank you very much.